Just want to show you something. As I'm listening to the book Good Energy, I decided to change my breakfast a little bit. I used to eat like avocado toast or leftovers or oatmeal, but I decided that I actually need to eat something better. And frankly, lately I've been craving protein and beans, so I've been eating way more beans. So here is just some breakfast that I made. It's spinach, baked sweet potatoes, and I forgot how they call yellow potatoes, olives, sunflower seeds. This was Pepper trying to get comfortable. Sunflower seeds, cilantro, avocado, then baked pepper, and I think that's it. So did I say black beans? Yeah, black beans. So that's my breakfast. Yesterday I ate something similar and it made me quite energized and full, and then instead of lunch I had a few fruit snacks and nuts, and yeah, basically could sustain until dinner. And that's the changes I'm bringing right now because I really need it. Good morning. I just showed you my food and now I'm getting ready to go outside. First I'm gonna stop at Marshall's to get some ice cube trays because I want to freeze some basil that I grew and rosemary that is growing in our garden, and then I'll go on my daily walk that I've been doing for almost a week and a half now. Really proud of myself. Okay, while Pringle is eating, here is a grocery haul that I haven't shown for some time. So, okay, where will we start with potatoes? We're starting with potatoes. I got gold potatoes and sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are for recipe. Gold potatoes is because I started eating a little bit more potatoes, especially for breakfast. Broccoli, cauliflower. I have lemons for the recipe and for my chest. Red onion for recipe. Spinach for recipe. Mushrooms, because again, I love eating them for breakfast. Plums, some curled parsley just for recipe, and I love eating it. Tomatoes for recipe. Cucumber just to cut it and eat it. Then I got dill weed and coriander for recipe and just to have it. Tahini. Black beans with no salt added was the last can, unfortunately. Regular black beans, kidney beans, again no salt added. And garbanzo beans or chickpeas with reduced sodium. And here I have a new dry food for the cats. It looks like they love it. So yeah, just a little food haul. I'm at Dorothy Dix Cemetery and it's very peaceful. It's actually very nice, but I didn't realize how badly maintained it is. Like, I mean, that's fine, right? It's broken, but it can be cleaned. But then I didn't realize, I'm not sure 100% if those are actual graves or just maybe people who passed away on the territory. I will do my research or you can tell me. But look, they like hidden underneath the grass, and I didn't even realize what those were until I actually sat down to look. And those were like actual places with people's names, and they hid them by the grass. And then one, there are probably more, like look, that's crazy. And on one of them there's like a bunch of old grass. I'm just surprised no one takes care of it. I just thought, you know, people say there is no perfect job, but I feel like maintaining the cemetery and taking care of it, that sounds like a perfect job to me. So I don't know, maybe I should propose to the Dix Park to be a volunteer here, and then they can hire me or something. So anyways, a lot of those people, their biographies are unknown. There are some people whose biographies we actually do know, but it's just so upsetting. I feel like there should be something in the archives. They just don't have like the right person. I may just email them and ask them like, hey, do you want me to come and clean? Be a volunteer for that? I don't know, just for some reason it's really upsetting to me. And from like a very young age, I always enjoyed cemeteries. I think it's a great way to remember people, and even like those of us who may not know those people, we still, you know, can see the names and envision their lives and think about like, hey, what kind of life did they live? They lived so long or so little. So that's always like interesting. Yeah, I think cemetery is a great way to remember people. So seeing this in this state, especially since we don't know even much about those people, it's kind of upsetting to me. I feel like, not that I feel like, it's a fact, death is inevitable, and there's still a little bit of me who, you know, is afraid of death, but I think death is just a natural thing, and I was never truly scared of it. More fascinated by that. And I know people say, oh, going to cemeteries is like creepy. No, it's not. It's a very peaceful place. All of us will end up either here or will be cremated and end up, I don't know, either at our loved ones' homes or in the ocean or somewhere in the forest. So it's natural, and I think we should be taking care of cemeteries and the places of remembrance. So yeah, that's kind of upsetting. That's why it's like kind of personal to me, because I was always a cemetery lover and loved exploring and envisioning people's lives. I also have been listening to Lonely is the Muse by Halsey. I can't wait for her new album. I feel like it's gonna be so exciting, and yeah, I just cannot wait for that. But I feel like for today that song is fitting, and I am really trying to be sad. Like, I want to be sad. I want to process those emotions because I feel like they're bottling up in me, and I tried to cry yesterday a little bit actually. So I started like writing songs. Not really, but I use this AI app or website just to make funny songs. And yesterday I was like, okay, let me put my poetry, and I just chose the first one. And I wanted the song to be sad because like I read briefly through my poem and I was like, yeah, it looks sad. And then I realized that I was actually writing this about my dad like a month later when I learned he had cancer. And one of this AI configurations songs kind of was how I would envision this if that would be a song and not a poem. And it made me really sad, and like I cried a little bit. And lately I've been getting a lot of signs from my dad, and also I had like a dream before full moon. I had so many dreams before full moon, and now all of a sudden they just stopped. Like, full moon was on Sunday and that's it. And I know the influence of full moon is like a few days before and after, but nothing, just no more dreams. So, and I'm a good dreamer. Like, I'm a Madam Sleep, Madam Dream, you know, or Lady Dream, or whatever, Lady Sleep. I actually once dreamt about it, which was also like super weird because it wasn't an actual dream. It was more like lucid dreaming. So it was so weird, and it wasn't weird. I have to stop saying it was weird. It was actually very cool, and I'm just so happy that I can do that. And I know that dreams is like one of the channels for me to communicate with spiritual world. So I'm really grateful for that. I love sleeping, I love dreams, I love seeing things in my mind's eye. So yeah, but my dad has been like here, or he's been sending signs. And why was I talking about that? I have no idea. Oh, about the song, yeah, that I'm trying to be sad today so that I can process those emotions and just move on, because I really don't want to bottle them up and harbor them. And then actually tonight I'm going to a theater. I'm going to see the show for which costumes I worked on or volunteered for, and I'm very excited. It's only for the volunteers, so it's like a private preview. Well, I'm joking, but it's still technically a rehearsal, so they may stop the show if they need to. There may be some errors and technical issues, but yeah, I'm very excited. It's something rotten and it should be funny, and I'm extremely excited to see that. Look what I found in our yard. He's dead. He's hollow now. I think he's been like eaten by bugs, but isn't he beautiful? So shiny. Hello. I came home and did some research on the Dorothea Dix graveyard, and from what I can see, there are 948 graves, or at least like matching records found for that graveyard. And by looking at that graveyard, you would never guess that there are almost 1,000 headstones, right? Because it looks like a grass with bigger headstone pieces there. And I don't know why I'm so like pressed about it. I emailed Dorothea Dix Park just to ask if they have volunteers, and if not, like I'm, you know, ready to talk to someone about like coming at least like maybe once a month. I said whether the equipment or tools will be provided or not, and now I'm sitting here thinking, no, Julia, they have tools. They can provide you with tools. So anyways, we'll see. It's very hard to find any information about any of those people. It's like nothing. They as if never existed. Usually it's at least like one tiny record somewhere, but it's probably somewhere in archives. A lot of them died in 19th century, beginning 20th century. So yeah, it's most likely, you know, no one documented their lives like that, especially if you're a simple person or an average person. But yeah, it's quite interesting. I'm seeing so many interesting names and short or, you know, long lives. And yeah, I'm just surprised that there are so many graveyards in there, because it does not look like that. And Dorothea Dix Park in Raleigh is definitely a very interesting place, because I also learned that it used to be a plantation, and then it was a mental health institution, and some people say it's haunted. I don't think it's haunted. I don't feel like that. And I mean, maybe it's me because I'm not good with those things. I can literally walk into the haunted house and say, oh my god, it's so lovely in here. But I don't think it's haunted. But I read so much history on it when I was prepping for my interview at the Dix Park, and yeah, it's a very unique and interesting place in Raleigh. And now we have festivals there and celebrations, which I feel like maybe is an interesting transition, but it's eerie. It's like weird, and I always think about it when I go there now. I'm like, how is it allowed by the city? Like, it used to be a slave plantation, and from what I understood, the replica of the slave owner's house is still there, and now it's used for like Japanese language courses, which is cool that they have Japanese courses in there. I mean, in Dix Park, not at the slave house. But it's just so freaking weird. I don't know, it's interesting how history flips. And but yeah, I'm just like digging into the archives. Can't stop listening to the song. I feel like it's a poetic masterpiece, and just the melody, it's like attracts you more and more every time you listen to it. It's addictive, you can't stop listening to it. But for some reason, I know it's a sad song and it should like hit you in the heart. For some reason, this song makes me happy. I feel like because it's so poetic, it's like, wow, it's actually very good. And there are artists like this, not the one just who, you know, curse all the time on their songs or come up with like the craziest, most ridiculous lines that do not bring any creativity into this world. And I think it's hopeful, especially if you're a creative person who sees that a lot of artists have to bend themselves and change themselves in order to make money. And when there are artists like Halsey who have been unconventional, and she's been like that deep, and she talked about many aspects of pain her whole career, it's really inspiring that you can create an honest art and talk from the bottom of your heart or soul. So yeah, I think this song gives me really a lot of hope in my own art and in my own creativity. So yeah, I love the song. Listen to the song. It's a very, very great song. And as I said, I'm so freaking excited for her album. And if she will be in Raleigh, I'll try to go. Cannot see me, but I'm going to meet my husband. He's picking me up after the show. Show was great. I did not see many of my costumes because I work on the same ones, so it was like just vests with sequins. I mean, I seen them all. The only one I didn't see is the big vest, the big cape I worked on. But yeah, it was very good. It was inspiring. I kept thinking about, you know, being in a play like that, being on the stage, and I don't know, it's really inspiring and nice. And yeah, it felt great, you know, that's what I want to say. It felt great. I think I'm just like overwhelmed by emotions a little bit, but it was great. Apparently they have a new installation in the art museum. It's probably not finished yet since there's a tent, but I don't know. I read about the work. I'm not sure if that was the best place to install it. It said the best view of this installation or sculpture is against the blue sky. And frankly, you need to lay down next to it if you want to see it against blue sky. Everywhere you turn, it's like green. If I were in charge of that, I would install it further in the field. But yeah, one can only dream. Okay, I'm sitting here and I see in the corner of my eye this. He is ginormous. I don't know what kind of spider there is, but he's huge and I'm scared, so I'm going to leave right now.
But also in Mexican magazines and also in the United States and the UK.